Imagine standing 68 stories above the ground, the wind whipping around you as you cling to the side of a skyscraper. Your heart races as the world below seems small, distant, almost unreal. This was the life of Remi Lucidi, the French daredevil known for his death-defying urban climbs. But on that tragic day, July 27, 2023, his fearless pursuit of the ultimate thrill would take a terrifying turn, one that no one could have predicted. As Remi scaled one of the towers in the CHOCKING complex in Hong Kong, he was closer to his dream than ever before. But with one misstep, everything would change. Before we dive deeper into those fateful moments, let's talk about how Lucidi became one of the most famous urban explorers in the world, and why this particular climb, like so many before it, would become a deadly gamble. Stick with me as we piece together the events that led to the horrifying fall that claimed his life. Remi Lucidi, often known by his Instagram handle Remi Enigma, was no stranger to danger. His social media pages were filled with photos and videos of him hanging from ledges, scaling cranes, and performing dizzying stunts on top of some of the world's tallest buildings. Born in France in 1992, Lucidi's passion for urban exploration, specifically rooftopping, began at an early age. He quickly built a following online as he traveled across the globe, documenting his death-defying stunts from places like Dubai, Paris, and Hong Kong. Rooftopping is an extreme activity where individuals climb skyscrapers, towers, and other high structures, often without safety equipment, to capture breathtaking views or perform stunts. It's a world where thrill seekers test their limits against the forces of gravity, sometimes in defiance of the law. For Remi, it was all about the adrenaline rush, the breathtaking views, and the feeling of being on top of the world, both figuratively and literally. However, the allure of rooftopping comes with immense risks. Even the most experienced urban climbers like Remi know that one wrong move can mean the difference between life and death. And in this case, that difference would become tragically clear. The CHOCKING Towers, located in the upscale mid-levels district of Hong Kong, are among the tallest residential buildings in the city. With 3 towering structures, each standing over 200 meters high, they are a dream for thrill seekers like Remi. But they are also a nightmare waiting to happen. The sheer height, the wind at those altitudes, and the difficulty of navigating the complex make these buildings particularly dangerous for urban climbers. On the afternoon of July 27, 2023, Remi Lucidi made his way to CHOCKING Tower 3. CCTV footage later revealed that he entered the building under the guise of visiting a friend on the 40th floor. But Remi had no intention of stopping there. His goal was much higher. Once inside, he headed to the rooftop, avoiding security and making his way to the top of the building. It wasn't long before he was perched precariously on the edge of one of the highest points in Hong Kong, ready to capture his next jaw-dropping stunt. But something was different about this climb. According to eyewitness accounts, Remi seemed to be in trouble. A maid on the 68th floor reportedly saw him banging on the window, frantically trying to gain access. It was clear something had gone wrong. Perhaps the wind had picked up, or maybe he had misjudged his climb. Whatever the case, Remi found himself stuck, clinging to the side of the building with no way back in. This is where the nightmare truly began. Remi was now hanging 68 stories above the ground, with no safety equipment and no easy way to escape the situation. The building's management was alerted, but by the time help could be arranged, it was too late. In a horrifying moment, Remi lost his grip. He fell, plummeting hundreds of feet to the ground below. The impact was immediate and fatal. The world of urban exploration was rocked by the news.
A daredevil has been killed after falling from the top of the 721 feet high skyscraper.
Remi, the man who had always flirted with danger but seemed invincible, was gone. The footage and photos from his final moments would later serve as a haunting reminder of the dangers that come with chasing the ultimate thrill. As authorities pieced together what had happened, one thing became clear. Remi's passion for rooftopping, while exhilarating, had ultimately led him down a path from which there was no return. The skyscrapers he had once dominated with ease became the scene of his final, tragic act. But what drove Remi to take such risks? For him, it wasn't just about the social media fame, though his growing follower base certainly played a role in pushing him to more dangerous stunts. It was about the adrenaline, the feeling of being alive in the most extreme circumstances. Urban exploration is addictive for those who partake in it. The rush of standing on the edge of a building, hundreds of meters in the air, can make the risks feel worth it. But for Remi, as for many before him, the price of that adrenaline was paid in full with his life. In the aftermath of Remi's death, there were calls for stricter security measures at high-rise buildings around the world. Many saw his death as a tragic but inevitable consequence of the growing trend of urban exploration. Others, especially within the urban climbing community, mourned the loss of a talented and passionate individual who had pushed the boundaries of what the human body and mind could achieve. Remi's story, while devastating, serves as a stark reminder of the dangers that come with extreme pursuits. While his photos and videos will live on, inspiring others to chase their dreams, his tragic fall will forever remind us of the fine line between passion and peril. So, why do people like Remi continue to take such risks, knowing the deadly consequences that may lie ahead? The answer lies in the thrill, the escape from the ordinary, and the desire to live life on the edge. For Remi, rooftopping was not just a hobby, it was his identity. And even though it ultimately cost him everything, it was a risk he was willing to take, up until the very last moment. But while we can admire his bravery, we must also reflect on the dangers. For every successful stunt, there's a risk of something going catastrophically wrong. And for Remi Lucidi, that one tragic day in Hong Kong was the moment when everything went wrong. And as we remember Remi, we are left with this haunting truth. In the pursuit of the ultimate thrill, the price you pay might just be your life.